Opie and Anthony, busy day. We got Filip and Fredrik coming into the studio in a few minutes here. Now, they're big in Sweden, right? This was the show, I think, Roland went to Sweden.
They're big in Sweden.
Everybody enjoys them.
They apparently are on the cover of every magazine. I turned half Italian and half...
Please do that right in front of their faces.
Oh, yes.
Do you speak English?
Yes. We're from Sweden.
Oh, don't please. That's just...
Disgusting.
And this was the show Roland went to Sweden for, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is why we lost Roland.
Took Roland all the way.
Well, but then nothing came of it.
Yeah, he filmed segments for them, but nothing ever aired. But he says that they're bigger than Letterman and Leno over there, and that they're on every magazine and billboard and T-shirt. He says everybody worships.
Though? It's Sweden.
He says the
be real
Swedes
here.
worship him.
Let's be real
I mean
here.
them.
I don't know if you can be bigger than Letterman and Leno together.
That's what Roland said, and Roland does not exaggerate.
And in Sweden.
In Sweden.
But that's a big drop-off.
Yeah, when they say, like, he's the Michael Jordan in Sweden.
Yeah.
The in Sweden part
drop-off.
kind of drops it down a few notches.
exactly.
Just so right in.
In Sweden.
They're the U2 of Sweden.
Of Sweden.
Of Sweden.
What? Yeah,
Marilyn Manson was calling him gay when he was on their show.
Why?
Oh, he's
Are
crazy, Marilyn.
They seem a little gay.
Do they?
Yeah, Marilyn
Swedish
In what way?
guys.
Like real gay or just kind of into stupid stuff gay?
They're just like silly gay.
Beard rubbing or balls deep?
Beard rubbing. Yeah, can they do some beard rubbing? Do they have beards?
Roland, come on in.
Swedes
Roland
have
knows
beards.
about
Here's
the-
Roland.
The Swedes.
Our good friend Roland.
Roland, I saw a clip tape of this Filip and Fredrik yesterday.
Dude,
God.
I
Look at
would
what
not
this
eat-
son of a bitch is doing to you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Or do that.
Cupcake time.
Jimmy just
Whatever.
got a box
Why are you
full of
bothered?
I'm
cupcakes.
holding kumquats. What flavors are these, Roland?
Chocolate blueberry, banana, pistachio.
But
chocolate.
you know he doesn't like getting these things. He's trying
I'm
so
trying to lose
hard to be a
weight.
slim boy.
What's wrong with your voice?
You look great. No.
Yeah, what's the
thanks.
matter with you?
What's up, Roland?
What happened to your voice?
I sound like a transvestite in the morning now.
Roland told me, I took him to a Ranger Islander game at the Garden, and Roland is working out, Anthony.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You look a little bigger in the shoulders now than you do in the midsection.
Yeah, it
So,
started.
you look like one of those guys that could definitely be
But-
really dangerous if you worked out.
But hold on, Roland.
roids.
Roland, how much?
No roids.
How much did you?
Okay.
How much did you weigh before you started working out?
I didn't even look at the scale. I just looked in the mirror and go,
All right.
ugh.
It's safe to say Roland hasn't really exercised probably in his entire life. And I take him to a hockey game. He goes, "I'm running now." He started running 8 miles a day out of nowhere.
Really?
Not a half mile and work his way up, slowly.
That
he went
many?
from not working out at all to 8 miles a day.
8 miles a day?
Yeah.
Are you still doing the 8 miles a day since
Yeah,
I saw you
did,
last week?
yesterday in the rain, my buddy and I, we did 7 miles because I was just soaked. I was too cold. I couldn't do it anymore.
You, why don't you,
But if you're running 7 miles,
Treadmill.
how'd you get home?
What?
How did you get home? Because that means you're a mile. Okay, the cab. Because
Oh,
that
then
means you're a mile
taxi
away
back.
from home.
Why don't you just
Yeah, but
go
if you-
3.5 miles and then 3.5 miles, or 4 miles and 4 miles back?
You're talking to a Mexican. I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounded good for a minute.
He planned on running 14.
Oh, is that it? Yeah. I give up. Taxi.
Yeah, it's kind of like when I say hit Battery Park, I'm like, I look back, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna run back.
Yeah.
He went running back, I'm like, yeah,
Taxi.
taxi.
7 miles, dude. That's
Yeah, that's too.
And your stupid Rangers beat my Islanders again last
I know, I
night.
saw that. The Islanders almost won.
Yeah, but your team's not making the playoffs either.
No, they're not.
All right, so
The Caps will win.
let's be sad together, okay? Yeah, I want the Caps. I want
Really?
I want the Caps. Yeah.
Why?
Ovechkin.
Yeah.
One word, Ovechkin.
What does that mean?
He's some
It's
say,
Swedish.
Some say he's the best
Ovechkin.
player in the NHL right now, but there's some Crosby fans that would argue that point. So, and it would get ugly. So why don't we move on? Hey, Roland, Filip and Fredrik.
Philip and Fredrik, yeah.
What?
Philip and Fredrik.
Well, why does he spell it like that? Why doesn't he spell it Philip then?
It's like when you go overseas, like the F is a P or
Philip is Felipe in this dirty country.
Philippe.
So it's Philip and Fredrik.
Yeah.
And this was the show that you moved to Sweden for, right?
Yeah. For a time I was booking over there for them, but they're massive over there.
Why don't you say this is the show you left your friends for?
Yeah, that's
You
true.
flat left us.
And they're about to get into the studio. Give us a couple minutes on them. I don't know. I saw their reel of stuff they've done, but it's like a talk show.
Well, they do a talk show, then they do different. They started with High Chaparral, then they had their own talk show, and they do different things all the time. They're
Different
massive in
things all
Sweden.
the time in Sweden.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna be massive here. They're funny guys.
In Sweden.
In Sweden, though. That's the problem.
Just saying, do they have the funny Swedish talk?
Do
Do they have that?
No,
No?
no.
They don't have any hinges on the end
They
of the
don't
words.
have a thing like this where they talk is like a Swedish.
No, those are like the women over there. They do, but
Yeah?
yeah, but they don't.
What do they sound like?
Hello, how are you?
Really? Like a regular American people?
Probably not though. I can do impressions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I bet they don't sound like that.
Roland really got into the Swedish culture, didn't you?
Yeah, I loved it there. Yeah, it's awesome there.
What was
Yeah,
the-
I hear the women hubba hubba.
The
is what
brunettes
I
are
hear.
hotter, yeah.
Hubba hubba.
What's the hot restaurant there?
TGIF. They go, thank God it's Friday.
They go to TGI. They go to TGIS in Sweden. That's their big restaurant. They're all excited. They line up. And
They
wait for
line
hours.
up.
And wait for hours to go to a
How
TGIF.
good is the fucking TGIF? Oh, let's just bring them in. Let's bring these guys. Where are they?
All right. We'll talk to Filip and Fredrik. They're coming in.
Chip and
studio.
Ted are coming in.
Philip, Fredrik.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Oh, they
Look
do
at
know
the
each
love.
other.
They're feeling the
Whoa,
love.
look at that.
Look at this. Ambassadors. We're ambassadors, aren't we?
sir?
Look at they
Philip,
make
what's
the
up?
rounds, shaking everyone's hand. Very nice.
I met you guys.
No, you didn't.
Didn't we meet
met him.
down the hall, right outside of Scott's office?
We met briefly, yeah, with Scott.
Okay, sure.
I'm very impressed you remember him.
Yeah, I do. Very
Well,
handsome.
yeah. I make
Quite an impression, yeah, that lasts. Oh, the gayest picture you've seen of us, that's on this screen. We appreciate that.
Yeah. We pulled that one up, and wow, does that look like you two are just in love?
Well, we
Well, that's
have
when
been
we
on occasion.
released our novel, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a different sort of
Was that
look.
ass sex without the pain?
Well, it
what
was quite
novel is
painful,
that?
actually. It was quite
Was it? Yeah. No, that just kind of looks. Yeah, you're holding each other. Well, you're holding his shoulders.
And Philip is looking slightly on top of over the camera.
Also younger,
Also younger, yeah.
less ass fucked, I guess.
By the industry and also by people, probably.
Yeah. The industry will usually do a lot more ass
Yeah.
fucking than your friends ever will.
Well, especially here, I guess.
Yeah. You got to watch here. It's not like Sweden. You know, you guys probably have the run of the joint over there, right? That's what I'm hearing. You guys, you're everywhere. Are you
Well,
like the guys of Sweden?
Well,
Well-
if we really were the guys, would we be here? I'm not sure. You
Well,
know?
you probably
I
not.
don't mean this studio, but America.
But
you know.
no, we mean the studio. Believe me, we're
Yeah,
wondering
we're-
why you're here.
Yeah.
It's like we're,
Well, we have friends in high places, as you know.
Roland.
Yes.
Good old Roland. I can't believe you guys know Roland.
Has Roland has told you the story about when he went to Sweden?
No.
He's told a few, but
But he's left out some details. So why don't
Yeah.
you guys tell us a little Roland story?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have that many Roland stories, but he was sent to Sweden to be.
Did he get in trouble? Because he said he thought the age of consent was 2.
That doesn't get you in trouble in Sweden, so that's okay.
No, it's a very liberal country.
oh,
No, I think he actually did okay.
Already
Unfortunately, the
booked.
entire segment we did with him had to be cancelled. We still feel bad about that, Roland. That was your international break. That didn't happen.
why did it have to be canceled?
Well, terrible camera equipment. It's got nothing to do with Roland.
Oh, really? It was
Yeah.
technical
Yeah,
glitches
technical
and
issues, yeah.
Oh,
So-
Roland.
Oh, Roland,
See,
what
you
happened?
brought all that talent wasted.
and he brought his
Technical
brother
glitch.
also.
Yes, Roger,
Yeah.
who's bigger than Roland. A bigger version of Roland.
Have you started running, Roland? Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Okay, how far so far?
8 miles a day.
Seriously?
Yeah,
How many days so far?
a week.
How much weight have you lost?
I have no idea.
He
I
looks
just
thinner.
I just maintain because I love food.
Oh, so
So
he
I
figured he
just
could
learned to
eat more.
maintain.
Now he's just eating 8 miles worth of food every day.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing like Michael Phelps. I figure he eats 12,000 calories. I do.
Yeah, you're
10.
just like Michael Phelps.
In so many ways.
Yes.
Is this because of that entire obesity thing that Michelle Obama is doing, or the Jamie Oliver food stuff, or is that just your own initiative?
Just like the shower. I'm going. Jesus Christ, what happened?
Yeah. Well, you could have said
Since
that a couple
when?
years ago. Yeah.
What happened to you when?
Where do you run?
What?
In Central Park? Is that where you run?
Riverside Park.
I need to check it out.
Yeah.
So you just decided to
right on
run
the side
one
of the
day.
river.
Are you a food addict? You have an addiction to food? It's tough. Food's a tough addiction.
I'm a foodie, yeah. So if I go to a restaurant and they go, "Hey, want dessert?" I'm like, "Sure."
You're a bad eater? Yeah, it's hard, man.
Jimmy, do you ever think people just like stuff a lot?
Yes, I do.
You do?
However, when it affects them negatively, there's a line.
But doesn't everything affect you negatively if you
No.
indulge in it a little more than you should? Like they're talking about Jesse James, who was not the cowboy, the one that was
I
fucking
remember him
that
from the Brady
tattooed
Bunch
bitch.
when he shot that kid's grandfather in the back.
Oh, what a tragic episode. The one that was Sandra Bullock, and he was banging that tattooed girl. Now I hear he is going into sex rehab. Why can't a guy just enjoy fucking women?
You can.
And not have to go into rehab and have this big apology tour and, oh, yes, I was so wrong. Hey, he's married. He's fucking someone. You shouldn't do that, but
Right.
it doesn't necessarily mean you're an addict. Now, it's
I agree.
negatively affecting your life.
Right.
Obviously, he's married. He can't stay faithful. But everyone that does that doesn't necessarily have an addiction
You're right.
that needs treatment.
Right. I'm asking Roland if he thinks he's a food addict, though.
Oh, okay.
Because
I would say yes.
Food addiction is really fucking hard, man.
Because you have to eat.
You have to eat, and then you got to do it healthy. It's fucking horrible. It's like that. Sex and food are very similar.
It's like cigarettes, you could quit and never have them again. Alcohol, you could quit and never have it again. But food, you kind of have to eat.
Frederick, you have a thing for food addicts in general.
Oh,
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
addicted
Well,
to
yeah,
food
well,
addicts?
yeah.
Well, I have had a few flings with women who they style pictures for food magazines, and they also nibble, probably at the photo shoots because they win huge, and you don't realize that is actually a profession that people actually style photo shoots with
Yeah,
just food.
I've seen some of those.
But
Yeah, 'cause it never
and-
looks like it does in the
yeah.
picture.
Every time Philip brings this up, I feel terrible because my wife will think that she should be fatter, which I don't think she should be. But I have had a little fling with.
There's
with
this show on Swedish television called Generation Fat, and it's a Swedish TV personality who just travels across America to meet with fat people, and also a lot of feeders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this episode.
Feeders are the weirdest fucking things, aren't they? They just like, they
well,
like
but
people
is
that
it
are
weird?
fat.
I don't know if it's weirder than someone who likes to fuck hookers. I don't know. It's like it's just different
As
fetishes.
one who does, I can tell you, feeding some fucking monstrosity while they sit there and smell up your living room
It's a little different.
But there was
is
this-
nothing. Is very sick.
There was this guy who wanted his wife to just roll around in the mud, and it was raining. She was like a pig, and he was taking pictures of her.
Wow,
And that
yeah,
was like
that's-
normal America to
that sounds
Swedes.
like a little-
That's why we have a sort of weird perception of America.
Really? But then you guys must think Japan is like completely
Well,
off its rocker.
I was there, or we were there, and what I realized what was weird was the nicest gift you can give a Japanese guy is a Euro-produced porn movie or an American-produced porn movie.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to get your hands on them over there.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and they're probably tired of the Japanese one. Don't they pixelate out all the pubic
Yeah,
hairs?
it's
Yeah.
in the,
Well, not just the pubic hair, I guess, but it's mostly rapist porn.
Yeah, they
you
have
know?
a rape
Yes, it's
fetish
crazy.
there, yeah.
Always girls being raped on the subway.
Isn't it a conquered country complex? Like
Germany's
they
like
never
that, too.
kind of got the German shit videos and stuff. They got to be fucking a chicken and
Caviar
shitting
videos,
on
Ant.
somebody.
But we want-
Caviar
They're called
videos.
caviar
With a K,
videos.
yeah.
I
Yes.
don't know where that place is Sweden because Sweden has been neutral in many wars, which puts
Yes.
it to shame. I know we need we have always
How
have
you
to
guys
defend.
stay out of it? It just amazes me.
But we met
Making
a
deals with
woman
the
in Sweden
Germans.
who was objectum fetish object fetish.
Or objectum sexual, I don't know.
She was married to the Berlin Wall. I was in her bedroom, and she sleeps with small fences in her bed. And on one occasion, she and 3 German women actually went on a group date to New York with the Empire State Building, which I thought was they just went up to that huge building and they just stood there hugging it.
and
she's
they're
completely
hot
sane.
on like, kind of.
they're not
Yeah,
hurt
she even
themselves.
changed her name to like Wall Winter.
No, they're
I
like
think.
hot on structures though.
Oh, yeah,
That's what they
yeah.
like.
She's
kind
She's
of.
looking for
suckers.
attention, though.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't
Yeah.
think so with her.
If you
though.
change your
So
name
is the
to
Empire
Wall.
State Building, by the way.
Yeah,
Can't
that
say-
really is a big fucking giant notice me.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You can't say she's completely sane after you said that she hugged the Empire State Building.
Well, have you tried it? It's not
I'm
that.
not,
It's not
I'm not
really
hugging
that.
no building.
Yeah, well.
No.
It was terrible about the
It's
Jesse
just-
James thing. Now the tattoo artist recommends Sandra Bullock to get an HIV test, which would really.
Oh yeah, now that,
So
that
that's-
set things off.
Yeah.
Have you guys
Well, I
ever
think
been
it's-
tested
What tested?
For what?
HIV?
No, I'm going to keep walking until all of a sudden I'm like, I'm tired, and I die.
All right, fair enough.
What do you need to
Tested
know?
for it.
What are you guys about? So you got this, you got the big show. And
Well,
and-
I don't know if it's the big show.
Now you spent time in America, though. Checking
Yeah,
out America.
for the last 10 years, we've traveled all over America and meeting a lot of strange people in the American countryside, and there are a plethora is the word I like to use on American radio. And then we interview some celebrities as well. We were talking about Gary Busey earlier in the elevator because we interviewed him once, and a lot of
American have done that.
He's been on television before, but we had.
Wait,
to
is
have
Gary Busey here today?
No.
We
Oh, this
just,
is another
started
time.
talking to him because he likes family values for some reason, and we started talking about family values. We had to have an 11-hour meeting with him prior to the interview just because he wanted to get it right, and we couldn't take breaks, and my wife was in the car outside waiting because she thought it was going to be a 5-minute thing.
Wow.
And for 11 hours, he held us essentially
Hostage.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
ordeal.
Did anyone tell you he's completely insane?
Yeah.
Before you went in?
realized
He's
after 3 minutes.
he's talking about his Vuja days. He sees everything for the first time, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but I mean, we've done several shows over here. So, and now we're
was
doing
kinda
the little
normal.
nosebleed night shift thing on Raw Dog every Thursday, and then we're here for 3 days now, airing live every day.
Where do you live?
Well, I live in Los Angeles actually, and Fredrik lives in Stockholm, and
that
then
makes
we
you
air.
scum to these guys.
Well, I guess. Well, I have been living in Sweden most of the time. I'm moving back May 15th.
How are the taxes over there?
It's terrible. It's 62%, I think.
What?
Oh, well, it's the same as here, so screw it.
62%.
But I think it adds up for you guys when you pay your I don't know, health insurance or whatever you have.
No,
to
it
pay.
doesn't. 62%.
So
Wow.
you say you pay that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you
that's
don't.
About what I
No.
pay.
No, okay. So
That's
you
about
have,
what I pay.
Okay.
Yeah, the government loves to just take.
But it's pretty. Have you been to Sweden?
But then you have what, like healthcare and stuff
well,
like
we
that.
got free school and stuff
Free
like that.
school.
Oh, free
and-
college, too?
So you
Free
pay the shit,
college.
you pay a lot of tax, and then it's like everything's free and social.
Philip is in a nice scheme because he lives in LA, so I think you're actually.
Yeah, I pay taxes over here for some reason. Right now, I don't know.
You don't pay both, though, right?
Well,
Got that
if the
dual
Swedish
citizenship?
IRS, they could track me down. They're
Oh,
really
shit.
hard. So they come to your office, and they go through your papers and stuff.
Wow, damn, that would suck.
Yeah.
But it's the Swedish IRS.
Yeah.
Have you been to Sweden?
It's gotta be 2 or 3 people running
You
the
wouldn't
whole show.
You wouldn't even been interested in going, right?
I would go.
No, I would
check
like
it out.
Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would check it out.
I just picture blonde, buxom girls walking
Roland
around.
loved it.
Very buxom.
What was it?
Roland
buxom,
loved his
Roland?
time.
The brunettes are hotter there, though.
The brunettes
they
are
are.
hotter than the blonde.
Yeah, but there are plenty of blondes and brunettes.
Yeah.
It's a Swedish stereotype. I
Is
don't know.
it a
I think
very? I know it really is. Is it a very ethnically diverse?
well, we accept
country
the
or-
most
Well, in the
refugees
60s,
in the world.
Yeah,
I think.
now, but in the 60s, Stockholm was famous. There was a part of Stockholm where there was a black guy, so people would
Oh,
travel
and
all
then
over.
go
Yeah,
to see the black
And
guy.
also in the
he was
south-
in. It was in sort of in the square. He
I
would
think in the
stand.
south of Sweden there was the Chinese guys. You could go on like
Wow.
tours
And
checking out
So
a
the
Chinese guy.
diversity's there.
Yeah, and once they met, it was a perfect storm. Of
Yeah, I can see that. Wow, amazing.
But now now we've got a lot of Somalis. Those are our
Oh,
favorite.
really?
Yeah, Somali communities.
Somali community.
Little Mogadishu is a very famous part of Stockholm.
That sounds fantastic. Are they better as far as people wise than they are when they're in Somalia? Because those Somalis in Somalia.
Well, the great
they're
thing
a
about
little
Somalis,
crazy.
the warlord look, you don't really
These
get too
like
much.
yellow, eyes.
Yes,
They got the yellow
And
eyes.
you can just wait, high on opiates, just ready to
right.
blast
Those
them
are the
out.
scariest people in the world. I
They
remember
vest
this.
them at the border.
What is called that movie with Nick Cage
King
when
of
he
Scot-
plays?
Last King of Scotland?
No, he plays like a drug lord, Lord of War.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
Lord
it's-
of War, yeah.
That guy has those yellow eyes.
Yellow eyes, drives around a Toyota pickup with a
You don't
AK-47.
mess with those guys. I
Yeah.
think.
Do you have any warlords here?
Barack Obama.
Oh, he's one
He's
of
one
those.
a
Okay.
warlord against the American people, is what I like to say.
Oh, satirical.
I don't like his policies, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, but oh my God. No warlords as far as I know. We got gangs. We got some really cool gangs, Bloods
Yeah?
and Crips.
What
good.
about violence in New York? Do you get that much now?
Not as much as we
not
used
too
to.
bad.
We live at the Standard Hotel, which is kind of trendy and fashionable. But
Yeah.
yesterday we were delighted that somebody had took a dump on the 12th floor outside the
Oh,
elevators
nice.
as a protest.
That's not well. It's not a gang, probably. It's just just a person.
Yeah, just some guy. No, it used to be really adventurous to come into New York City back in the 80s and stuff like that. A lot of when the crack cocaine was really big. But now they've cleaned it all up.
If you want some real action these days, you got to go to Mogadishu. I think that's
yeah, you
where,
really
and
have
if
to
you-
just leave and go
The
to
Lower East Side of Mogadishu is supposed to be really. There are some trendy clubs.
So
but
how
it's
is
great.
Sweden? Is it expensive to go on vacation there?
It is very expensive, and now the dollar is really weak, so you should stay away. I think.
Yeah, the dollar is shit everywhere.
For a little
Are you
while.
single?
How's the
sir?
5?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I have a
but-
girlfriend, but I'm not married.
All right.
Oh, okay.
But every time
This is an awful joke.
American celebrities come to Sweden, they have a good time.
How much is say a good hotel in Sweden for the night? Like a really great hotel.
I don't know, 1,500 kroners.
How
Like
many-
$200 maybe.
That's not expensive.
When you live in New York, other places don't seem that
But
expensive.
you guys,
Well, try Norway,
Yeah.
the most expensive country in the world.
Is it really?
Like I hate this Big Mac index, but I think if you
Yeah.
go for a meal over there, it's like $25 or something.
But you
like
guys
that.
are big enough to become. I mean, we really scrape at the bottom of the barrel. The
Yes.
Swedish media, as soon as an American comes to at the border, essentially, are you somewhat famous? Well, kind of. Okay, we're gonna make a huge deal out of it.
Oh, they make a big
yeah,
deal?
they're really hailed. I remember
Oh,
when
that'd be
remember
cool.
that sitcom Alf, when the dad.
Yes.
Max Wright.
Who ended up in trouble
Oh,
later
he
on.
did. He was a bad
not
boy.
Poor Max.
Naughty,
Poor
naughty,
Max.
naughty.
Speaking of the crack cocaine and everything, but
Yeah.
he was there. I remember for a week, and there were headlines like all over
Everywhere?
it. Yeah, he was like Max Wright still in town.
Wow.
So that that tells you.
But he was on TV. They probably know who he was for that.
Yeah.
We're not known there.
I've never been there, but I went to Epcot in Disney.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
they have,
believe
like, a Scandinavian,
They have a very
version.
Scandinavian. So, like, I don't really have to go.
No, why?
went-
Why? Just stay
I
here.
traveled the
Just
world
stay
in
here.
about 30 minutes.
How do they represent Sweden? Like a woman married to a wall, or is it blonde people? Or
It's blonde people, tiny meatballs, because it's all the stereotypes.
There's
that,
the most famous, I think, porn movies from Sweden, apart from Deep Throat. There's
They didn't have that at Disney.
no. Well,
No,
you could probably buy it here, I guess.
What is it called?
I'm curious.
It's called the
Yellow.
Fabienta, but it's a very because she has like a national dress. I don't know if you call it that, like a very specific Swedish dress, and then she holds a very specific Swedish sausage in her hand, a huge sausage, and then she shoves it up her vagina, and it become an international super
Was that
hit.
the way they pitched it in the story meeting? It's
Like
very
national sausage, national dress, and then yeah.
Well, that's like the national porno of your country.
Yeah, we
That's
called
wonderful.
her the other day, but it's like 30 years ago now. And she
Oh,
didn't
shit.
want to talk about it.
How
so.
far of a
bet.
flight is Sweden from here? I would go on vacation.
8 hours.
All right.
That's not bad.
What's the
You could do that.
What's the best airline in Sweden or their airline?
Well, we're 9 million people.
Yeah, so we have one airline.
We're one airline,
Oh, okay,
which
so-
is going
One
bankrupt
airplane,
almost.
It's not as bad as the Russian ones where drunk people don't get to fly.
Aeroflot.
Aeroflot.
I will let my son fly it, and he's like 4 years old. That's never fly domestically
like 'em?
in Russia.
Oh,
That's
right.
if I
Okay.
can give you one piece of advice.
No, who would do that?
Well, I don't know.
Unless you charter something. Or
Probably
get a half
Scorpions.
tracks.
We interviewed Scorpions the other day. They're huge there.
Oh,
the
yeah,
band,
yeah.
the rock band.
We're
Klaus Meine.
still doing it.
Yeah.
He's a very good. The guitar is Rudolf Schenker. If you can have him on the show, have him on the show.
He's
the funniest
62
person.
and he's married to Miss Novosibirsk, who is 25, I think. And
Wow.
just awesome girl. He sounds exactly like Schwarzenegger with a slightly lighter voice. He's
Is he?
amazing.
Does he still got his pipes and stuff? Can he still hit those high notes and stuff?
well,
Well,
that's
he's-
Klaus Meine. That's the
We don't
singer.
get
That's
the
the,
singer.
that-
We
that's the
don't
wi-
get singers on our show. We get the guitar
just
You
players.
get
get the
the
guitar.
guitars.
Oh, welcome to the club. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do
We
the same.
usually
we
have
get the
we
bass
have
player.
we have guitar.
drummer from Stone Temple
Yeah.
Pilots.
We've got guitar players, porn stars, or people that are on off-Broadway shows.
Yeah.
Usually, that's what we get.
Yeah. That's.
I thought you get all the A-listers here.
No, I thought you guys were like the big.
Are we the Great
Show.
Pope today?
Yeah.
Wow.
6 a.m. Wait, stick around. 9 a.m. Filip and Fredrik.
Wow, we thought you guys were real famous. Fuck.
Oh, okay, fuck. You start lying about
yeah,
it.
if you come,
on
the
the
whole
same
room is just
level.
disappointed with each
if
other's
you-
fame.
I know we're all on the same level. What the
Oh, dragging each other down.
If you
Bottom
mention
rung.
if you go to Sweden and mention our names, that could probably
a room
get,
full of
get you
zeros
table.
right now.
I guess Roland experienced that.
They
maybe.
know you.
What do you
Yeah,
guys?
if you go to Huntington and mention our names.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're, then we're pretty big.
If you go to the meatpacking district and mention my name,
A tranny will come out. And,
yeah.
What
You
you
have a
guys?
chick with a dick piss on you.
What you guys learn about America? All these years traveling around and shit.
Well,
Some
but
observations, sir.
Well, I think we've seen more of America than you guys have. You
I
seem like
would-
New
I would
Yorkers.
assume.
Yeah, because we.
I've been to a few states on the East Coast. That's about it. In L.A. a couple times.
we have a blast. We went to Biloxi, Mississippi to meet a guy who worked for the Air Force during the daytime. He's 60 years old. He's like an engineer, super smart. And in the nighttime, he just dresses in leather. He has 9,000 leather outfits, and he sleeps with two.
His only friends.
Yeah, his only friend. Two stuffed, like water. What do wetsuits with huge fake penises attached to them.
And then he has this collection of folk music, like on vinyl, and so he listens to folk music and talks to his wetsuits. So we
and works for the Air Force.
we did this show where we just traveled all over America.
I saw that clip, by the way. It was really disturbing. You're not really explaining. Yeah, because the guy is like kind of nuzzling up to his wetsuit in his bed, and you guys are trying to interview the guy.
You know, I think we're deeply in love with eccentrics.
What was that about?
Well, we did a show where we traveled all over America to meet with like the weirdest people in America, and then we.
But how did that guy explain that? What did he say?
I mean, he likes the feeling of rubber to his body, I think. And then from there we went to a woman who has an elderly home for pigs, and she's in a wheelchair in Florida. So we met all these really strange people, and that's
4,000 pigs that she doesn't want to get slaughtered.
America is a treat, you know. Everywhere we go, we went to the machine gun convention in Kentucky, and we had a blast.
Well, that's fun, I bet.
And we met, the only nasty person we ever met, I thought, was Dennis Hoff from the Bunny Ranch, who seemed like an asshole.
Oh, really? I love Dennis.
You might want to talk to Jimmy about that.
We spent the weekend. He was really taking care of us.
Why do you think he's an asshole?
We spent the weekend at the Bunny Ranch because we were interviewing Ron Jeremy, and it was a problem for Fredrik just to start with because he didn't tell his wife where he was going.
So I remember I saw
Fredrik in the morning walking, you know, around there on the premises. Just I'm at this resort and we're interviewing this person. Then we were obviously at the Bunny Ranch, and then we had a barbecue at his house, and it was me and Fredrik, and we're sort of nerdy. We're not as cool as you are, maybe with hookers. And they were like touching me in that pool, and I just felt really awkward. I don't know.
Really? It's the same. Getting an erection when you take a bath with your daughter is troubling. You don't want. If that happens, you blow your brains out essentially. And getting an erection with a prostitute to me would be. Well,
I think that's where she learns secret keeping ability.
Part of every good upbringing, I'm sure. Well, Hoff was just. I don't know. He was just. The thing about it, he does what he does, but he presented his place like this is the Four Seasons of Reno. This is so luxurious, and we were used to living in crummy apartments in Los Angeles, getting robbed by drug dealers, by the way. And then we're going to go to the Four Seasons. That's going to be great. And he
dragged me into some humidor or whatever you call it, and with two hookers, and he just pulled down their shirts. And he started licking their breasts, and he said, "Have a bite." And I don't know. I was like, I don't know.
You just licked them. Why am I?
No, I didn't.
No, I mean he did. It's like you just licked those girls' tits. Why would I want to do the same thing now?
No, exactly.
I'm going to lick your saliva off of her.
Was he unpleasant to you?
He's probably a nice guy, but I don't want to get into business with him really.
But it sounds like you have a discount at that place.
I've never been there. He's invited me many times, and I've never taken him.
You will get disappointed. There must be more luxurious brothels in America than the Bunny Ranch, I think.
I've never been, but I would go. I mean,
only one.
Ron and I fucked. Ron fucked a girl while she sucked my dick one time, thanks to Dennis. I did pull a train with Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy is a pretty nice guy, though.
Yes, he is.
And there was a couple of new hookers arriving at the Bunny Ranch from Dallas, and he was so excited, like a kid. Ron, and then one of the guy was a very good squirter. So he sort of he went into the bathroom with her. I hope it's okay for him that I tell this story.
Oh yeah.
He went into that room and you could hear her like when she squirted. And then
first day at the Bunny Ranch, getting eaten out.
Well, we don't know what happened really, but when I opened the door, the funniest part of it was Ron Jeremy on the floor, just like wiping up all the squirt, like lovingly being a polite guy.
That's gotta suck for the next guy that comes in and just hires this girl that Ron Jeremy just.
And Ron ruined it.
Yeah, Ron destroyed it with that wrecking ball.
That's like buying a house and somebody parks a fucking DC-10 in your garage.
But so that's what we do. I mean, we love exploring America, and we really. Coming from Sweden, they have a lot of preconceived notions about America, and Swedes and Europeans love to talk shit about America.
Oh, yeah.
But we're actually ambassadors in that sense. I think we love almost everything.
That's why I've never gone to Europe or England or any of those countries, because there's all these...
especially France. I mean, England.
Fuck France. They make me sick, those fucking cornballs and their fucking their dwarf president. Fuck that little twerp.
He's
5'3". I know he is. He's being shoved up someone's asshole and carried from location to location. Fucking midget. He's a Hummel. But I resent the fact that the comedians that do well over there are a lot of these fucking American comedians who are like, yeah, Americans are stupid, right? And they're like, yeah.
It's weird. Pablo Francisco is like the biggest celebrity in Sweden.
Really?
You know that he tours Sweden.
He signs T-shirts at the Hard Rock Hotel or Cafe in Stockholm.
25 cities in Sweden. He would packed houses just doing Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonations.
Jesus.
It's really...
Does American humor translate there or no?
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, we're... we're fed with American
We had no
culture.
American television at all, and then came Dallas. So Dallas influenced everybody in the 80s.
Dallas, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were,
Huge.
we were a communist country almost until 1980 or
Okay.
something like that. Not really, but
We are
almost.
now.
Yeah. How does it feel? Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's what we do, and we love it. So and now we're off to, I don't know, somewhere else to do some more exploring. I don't know what our next stop will be.
How long have you had your show in Sweden? How long have you guys been on the
Well,
air?
we've been on television for like 10 years, so we're doing several shows over there. We're doing these American.
We did a science show also where we tried cannibalism. So I ate a piece of my own ass, which I could actually
It sounds
recommend.
very jackassish.
Well,
it's not.
it's a
like
thinking man's
It's a
jackass,
smart.
yeah.
It's a thinking man's jackass. So
The
we.
science behind it.
Well,
Yeah.
we do every episode has a
Something's
theme.
jackass.
Yeah.
We had like every episode has a theme, and that aired Monday, and we had like the ocean was the theme. And then we had one question, which was something like, when did pirates stop looking like pirates? Because now they look like, Somali guys in
yeah.
Adidas.
When
so
did
if
they
you
stop
go
looking
to
like Johnny Depp in Pirates of the
Yeah,
Caribbean?
R,
Yeah.
and that's
Apparently
a pirate.
1720 is the
That was
correct
it?
year.
Yeah.
That's the right
And
year.
Now
that's
they look like fucking
So
middle of the
now,
league pitchers.
if your son wants to dress up as a pirate, you got to go and get some like vintage Adidas
They should-
suits.
yeah, they
I was
should
like, this
update.
is the real pirate.
They should update the pirate look, I think,
Yeah.
in costume stores to real Somali warlord style.
Yeah,
Swedish television is pretty good, actually.
Well,
no.
Not no.
Some parts of
Our
it.
shows are good.
What
though,
makes
I
it
think.
good?
It's a test market. It's a test
some
market.
stuff here is really good, but when you watch network television here, and it's very clean, obviously, and cleaned up.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't handle language or tits in this country.
Marriage ref.
Two
It's
scary
true. I
things.
saw that the Matt Lauer show this morning. What's it called? Good Morning America. Some
Yeah,
American
Today
thing.
Show.
Yeah.
Today Show, whatever.
Today Show, and they had the new Vanity Fair article about Tiger Woods'
Yeah.
prostitutes,
The Perkins waitress.
and they had so huge black squares covering her nice parts, and
Yeah.
it's so troubling for Matt Lauer to talk about that because he wants to be a deep, serious journalist, and this is what really attracts viewers talking about Tiger Woods. So it's such a tightrope for him to walk on, and he needs to be very.
It's bullshit is what it is
Yeah.
because he's a guy, and of course, what is he? He's going to make it like, oh, this is terrible. No, he wants to see the girl. He has seen her without the black bars over her.
Yeah.
We've all looked at the pictures today. They're in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And why does he have to act like he's not?
We're
a
all
guy?
waiting for the big Matt Lauer scandal.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
yes.
Matt Lauer girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's trying to be like these real journalists. That's gone.
Yeah.
It's fucking gone years ago.
But Larry King has sunk the most, I think. If
Oh,
we were-
43%.
His ratings are horrendous.
43%.
Oh, really?
I remember
In
once
the
I
last
was here.
quarter
I was
alone.
here this summer, and I was talking to Fredrik on the phone. And at the same time, was interviewing like the Jonas Brothers,
Larry
which is
King was.
and it was like there was like graphics in the bottom of the screen, like. The Jonas Brothers has taken over Larry's blog, and
Go
I
to
thought it was like,
CNN.com,
it's like,
check it out.
What's going on with Larry?
And what does he know about it? So, what do you do?
Yeah. It's so
Are
funny
you
with,
really brothers?
with his tongue, because his mouth gets drier and drier by the years, and his tongue
Yeah.
gets thinner
He's like a
and
lizard
thinner.
now.
He looks
Yeah,
like a
oh,
little...
God, just
yeah.
pokes out.
Yeah.
Little dry
But
lizard
still,
tongue.
you got to respect him, though.
Nah,
Why?
not really.
He
Not
used to
really.
be. I think he's a terrible fucking interviewer. Although he's like a softball guy. Who did he ask questions to recently, which I liked? Who was he tough on?
Yeah.
Asking follow-up questions.
The
Like,
girl-
Jesse Ventura. Yeah, he
You
just
were a
did-
friend, right? I saw some clip of you and Jesse.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Horse's ass. But
I interviewed him the other day.
I'm sure he was compelling. Oh, you want to shut up. Fucking your fucking twilight of your years uncovering conspiracies. Boo, snore. Fucking but Larry King at least was kind of tough with him, but Larry's just irrelevant. He stinks. He's not interesting at all. It's mostly softball questions. He's a bore.
I loved it when I read an article about him that he was thrown out of his son's baseball training or whatever for started to fight with a coach or whatever. Could you see him there, like
Is
80
he-
years old?
Yeah, what kind of, hey, you, shaking his fist.
He was mad because there was a Negro in his section.
He's so fragile. He's really, really fragile.
Yeah.
I love a mule just to kick him right in his chest.
But what's great about American is TV hosts just go on here. In Sweden, they basically all retire at 65.
Oh,
it's
good.
almost like a government thing. But here, like
Here
we just
you
feel
die
good.
on television
Yeah.
or on radio, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, people have done that.
But is that why you're on
Literally
satellite
and
radio? Is it
figuratively.
way better to be on satellite
Much
radio
better.
than?
Oh, yeah,
Much
you,
better.
You can't do anything on regular radio anymore whatsoever.
Regular radio used to be fun, but it is. He's right. as Shit.
This
It's not-
conversation would have had like 4 breaks in it, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
it wouldn't
Yeah.
have happened. They would
And-
have taken us off the air.
And they'd have bleeped out everything.
I don't know. I'm so because we've cut a promo for it to send out to some networks here, and we've recut it so many times because the first clip in the network is like us interviewing a guy talking about his penis, and there are a lot of close-ups on the penis, and we ask him about the weight of his balls, and very satirical.
I wouldn't say
I don't know if it's satirical, but whatever.
Quizzical.
And then we sort of send it to our agent, and instantly they say, well, guys, this doesn't work.
You can't describe
and it's been
the balls, is what it is. Now you're describing them and the weight.
We try to do like an MTV Cribs thing on his penis, just describing different areas and stuff and that.
We went to that Miss Nude America convent or whatever in Indiana. You should go. It's an interesting place.
Yeah?
I took part in the Mr. Nude America contest,
Stripped.
and I stripped. So
Did you do well?
no, people laughed.
No.
People were really
Yeah.
serious about it. I was surprised. I thought it would be fun with a somewhat fat Swedish celebrity.
Guys from Sweden known for having nice hogs on them, or what?
They're kind of hairy, I think. I think Sweden is a hairier country than
What
America.
about length and girth? They known for big
Not
cocks?
really. Philip is, but
Well,
not the rest of
yeah.
them. Philip has a dolphin dolphin.
well, that's all that
penis.
matters. It's got to be dolphin shaped. Your
Dolphin
penis.
shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
With
got
a
a
dorsal fin?
Yeah,
It's got a hole in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Or do dolphins not have that?
Where you can
'Cause they're
squirt.
mammals.
Where you can squirt.
Oh, whales have it.
blowhole, yeah.
They do, okay, good.
You're
Little
hysterical.
teeny dolphin teeth. I hate dolphin teeth. Fucking assholes. I can't chew anything. Fucking. That's why they don't bite, because they have no teeth. All right, so you have a dolphin-shaped hog.
Well, so have I been told.
What does dolphin-shaped mean?
But
it
it's
starts
thick
thin.
in the middle, you know. So it's more like
So
you
the
know,
entrance
shaped
isn't
like
that troubling.
It's
Yeah.
aerodynamic.
It's like
Yeah.
a snake that has just eaten a small
Apparently,
pig.
that's all what's important. That's all that it's important. Apparently, I don't know. But,
like it.
but usually, Swedish girls are they're in shock when Americans come to Sweden, and they might get American guys come to Sweden, and they give them blowjobs because you're all circumcised, and that doesn't exist.
And
in
I
Sweden.
shave my pubes. I have
Yeah, exactly.
I have a great dick to lick because it's fucking clean. What comes out of it may not be.
But how often do you shave? I mean, it
Every
takes so
day.
much.
My pubes every day.
Even the
Every
ball
day.
underneath.
I'm not a hairy guy to begin with, so yeah, but I just rub the razor. I honestly, without it, I have creepy straight pubes like fucking Jet Li. My pubes are really awful.
But how far back do you go to the ass area?
All the way to the back of the neck. I reach all the way under my asshole like a cartoon character. No, I go back. I'm not that hairy, so I go like right below the taint.
America is a very trimmed country.
Yeah. Because it stinks. Pubic hair stinks. I don't want to lick a girl's pussy if she got pubic hair. Fucking beat it.
I think it'll come back. The pubic hair.
Yeah,
Never.
I'm thinking there's going to
It's
be
trying.
some kind of a
It's cyclical.
comeback
Yeah,
at
it's
some,
cyclical,
No.
whatever you call
point.
it.
No way.
Well, you will be dead when it comes
Maybe.
back, so you don't need to worry about it.
Women not voting will come back before fucking
I've always
pubic
said
hair.
I like a little something there just to know what I'm dealing with.
I think it's once you
So
have
it's not like a child? Is that
No.
what you want to...
No.
once you change diapers on two girls like I do, it's troubling if it looks very similar to that.
Yeah, tell me
You
about
know,
it.
a little,
I don't have kids.
No, okay, well.
He's just a fucking...
Yeah, changing
Anthony
diapers.
likes to fuck a girl with a little pubic hair because he likes to pretend it's a coming of age story. So yeah, it's all right. So Sweden, I kind of want to go. I mean, I like the fact that 62% is way too much in taxes, but I like the
Well,
fact
you
they
won't have to pay if you go.
No, I know, but I mean, like, it just annoys me on principle. But I like the fact that they remain neutral. They don't stick the fucking face in
You got
nobody's
your own
business.
cash.
I like
You're
that.
not dealing with that euro.
No, we're not.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess.
I don't know.
It's hardly a reason to go.
No,
you can go
no,
to
just-
The problem with me and Fredrik is we're so non-political, so we've never really covered politics. The only time we covered politics is during the American election. We covered that for Swedish
Yeah.
television, but Swedish politics, I don't know.
Yeah, you
A
know,
lot of
it's
people,
pretty much just
they don't have bodyguards, Swedish politicians. So 2 prominent Swedish politicians have been killed, which is
yeah,
weird.
right.
Which is weird.
We constantly have to hear about how Sweden's like fantastic with the healthcare and everything.
I don't think Rush
it
Limbaugh
works
would
in
agree.
Sweden.
No.
It
I
works over
said
there.
something
Everything works
yesterday.
in
I don't know,
Sweden.
but Sweden is a country we haven't really been good in many, many years. I think it's like
Yeah.
like the Rolling Stones.
Yeah,
so
everybody's
We were
kinda-
good in '72. We had something. We
72,
did.
wow.
Yeah, because I think that
Going back a ways.
our prime minister protested against the Vietnam War. That was our exile on Main Street.
Man!
Yeah, and
Yeah,
He was very
peace,
brave.
Man. Yeah. Was he even over there or something? Or
He was.
No.
He was.
He
were
was-
there
he
any
wasn't-
people from Sweden over
No,
there?
no.
He was
Why
in
he
Stockholm.
protest?
I don't know. I think we've been chickens throughout the years. I'm not super. I mean, I love Sweden in
like,
many
yeah, we're
senses,
neutral.
but
Just say
I
we're
don't think
neutral.
we're that neutral.
I was actually almost killed once in Times Square because some guy heard me talking. Are you speaking Swedish? Yeah, and I was very flattered that he would recognize that. You were neutral, and then he started beating on me, and I had to
Wow.
run into the Virgin
Was he an
mega store.
old World War II guy? Or
He was very,
was a
very
Nazi?
insane.
We could have used the help at the end,
Yeah.
I didn't even know, a lot of Swedes are so surprised when Americans can't, pinpoint exactly where Sweden is on a map. But,
yeah.
But the thing is that
then you ask a Swede where is Delaware, and they have no clue.
But there are not 9 million people in Delaware. Or
no.
Kentucky, maybe 9 million people. I don't know.
There's over 8 million probably in Manhattan. In New York.
Yeah, so you it's bigger than Sweden.
Oh, are you sure?
Well, no, roughly the same size. New York State's probably bigger than Sweden, but New York City is maybe a little smaller.
I think it's about 8 million.
Isn't that odd? I don't know how big Sweden is, to tell you the truth.
It's the largest country in Europe. It's true.
It looks like Philip's penis. It's dolphin shaped.
It's dolphin shaped.
Is it, well, how many people does England's considered?
50 million, maybe. And then you got 80 in Germany, I think.
And then we have France, and then we have Portugal. Let's stop there.
So you're the biggest. You're the biggest real estate wise, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just forests.
Oh, okay.
So it's. But you should check it out.
I don't know what I would do there. I mean, I would go. I mean, I'm not a cultured guy. I like to do stand up, and that's it.
Well, I could arrange for you to do stand up in Sweden. Honestly,
They wouldn't like me.
They would like you.
I'm an arrogant, fucking hate everybody American. They really. I'm not an apologetic American. Like, hey, George Bush is dumb. I'm all for nukes.
We're very open. I think they would have.
Well, the hugely disappointing thing for Americans is that they think Sweden is very liberal and sexualized, and then you can almost get arrested for going to a strip club in Sweden. We have like 2 strip clubs in the entire country, and that's so frowned upon. People are
but you would get laid if an American comes to Sweden. You get laid easily.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. Roland, did you get laid?
No.
No.
I read the brochure twice. No.
If you had stayed longer, though, you just stayed a week.
Yeah.
You gotta,
Hey, what
endure.
What about gun laws over there?
People don't. I don't know. No, they don't care about
guns. They go
guns.
moose hunting every October. That's the only reason where
people aren't into guns over there.
No. People were very upset because when me and Fredrik went to that machine gun convention, we were happy as kids. Fredrik was shooting the minigun.
You're just like laughing.
It's a lot of fun.
Have you shot a minigun? It's like 9,000 rounds a minute. It's amazing. Yeah, better than sex.
You laugh your ass off.
Yeah. But in Sweden, that's one thing they don't like about America. So
they don't like that we love our guns.
No.
Really. But do you love your guns?
I adore my guns.
How many do you have?
I probably at this point have maybe 30 now.
What do you do with your guns?
Shoot them.
Yeah.
But where and when?
I go to the range and I shoot a lot, and then I go to the when it's nice out, I go out east to the outdoor range. I don't hunt. I just target shoot. I don't like hunting. I don't like killing things unless they came into my house or something, tried to hurt me. But I just like target shooting. It's fun. It's like it's like shooting darts. It's the same thing. You're trying to hit a target, but from a lot further and with a fun bang.
If you look upon it as a hobby, I have no problem.
And then
at
as
all.
far as also like self-defense, I'm.
But are
very
you allowed
into.
to shoot someone? If someone walks into your house, are you allowed to kill that person?
There's a lot of rules here as far
you can
as
shoot him in the knee.
physical force.
Really?
But you can, but you can shoot him in the knee or something.
No, you shoot to kill. You don't.
Hey, you're
shoot
amazed
to
by
wound.
that?
If someone walks into your house,
Well, what happens in Sweden all the time is that if there's a burglary or whatever, and the guy who owns the house hits the guy who's the burglar, then the guy who hits the guy who owns the house, he goes to prison.
That's
why is that
sounds great.
sickening?
That's sickening.
That's
sounds
neutral.
But they are also talking about Swedish prisons. A lot of people from Poland go to Sweden to commit crimes because if they go to prison in Sweden, it's actually nicer than having a house in Poland.
Yeah.
Because
That sounds great.
it's like you got your pay TV. Everyone is entitled to pay TV because the Swedish government has decided that it's all prisoners should be able to pleasure themselves to some nice
like
porn
a lot
movies.
of fun.
I want to ask about that though. So, what are you supposed to do if someone breaks in your house?
Call the cops and have your
And hope
panic
for the
room.
best?
Yeah.
Excuse me, what are you doing? That's
amazing.
What if you got your small kids rolling around the
Well,
joint?
what if
What are you
got
supposed
big
to
kids?
do?
Yeah, I'm not.
But it's not our opinion, but
No.
it's
Well, what
weird.
do you guys think of that? That's crazy, right?
Yeah, but also I can see the problem of Sweden being not very used to guns. If there were guns in every house now,
I'm not even saying guns. I'm just saying you should be able to hit the burglar over the head.
But
with a
we're
fucking
pussies,
flower
I
pot or
guess.
something.
If somebody would invade Sweden, it wouldn't take more than 45 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much
honestly.
done.
So
in this country, if someone comes in your house or even out in the street, anywhere, if you have a perceived threat that your life is being threatened, that you may be killed by somebody, it doesn't even have to, in the long run, end up being real. If you think reasonably that your life is being threatened by somebody, you can then use deadly physical force. You will have to go before a grand jury and then prove that he was indeed doing something that you felt threatened your life. But a lot of people have gotten off the hook for making mistakes. Just
So the guy in Times Square
But
that
my
wanted to
prob-
kill me for being Swedish, I could have essentially...
well, that is a given. We're allowed to kill Swedes.
Okay.
But my
It's in
problem
our
is, I don't know.
Constitution.
I never even spend time on these issues because I've never been threatened.
Gun,
I've never?
fun.
But are you ever threatened? Why do you care about
I've
it?
been in an armed
Yes.
robbery. I mean,
It's
I had a gun
crazy
pointed
here.
at me. Yeah.
We had a gun pointed to our heads. The only time that has happened was in El Paso. Actually, a guy was. I don't know if he was trying to kill us, but we talked our way out of the situation.
What were you doing?
And ending up treating him to pancakes at the House of Pancakes. It's okay.
I think Philip danced with his Finnish lawyer girlfriend.
This was
and
in
then-
Odessa, Texas.
Odessa it was, yeah.
So what happened? You danced with this girl.
I was making out with his wife on the dance floor.
She didn't say that she was married.
Okay.
She was older than me. I was 22 and she was 42.
So you were kissing her?
Yes.
So
but
there's-
I didn't know.
Right, of course.
Now, and then when we were leaving the nightclub, he comes up to us and he says, "Please come to my car." And we're like 22-year-old Swedes, and hey, what a nice guy. And then he opens the trunk and he pulls out a gun. And
I being kind of drunk, said that thing ain't loaded anyway. And then he just fired into a random tire just to prove his point. And that scared us a
but
little.
we were so drunk. And then at the end, he started crying.
What did he say with the gun? What did he point at? What did he say?
I'm going to
well-
kill you for wanting to fuck my wife or something.
I don't really remember what he
But
said.
we were kind of diplomatic guys. After a few minutes, he actually took us to
He was
International House
old.
of
He was like in his
Pancakes.
60s.
Yeah.
Gets it wrong. He said, I'm going to fuck you for trying to kill my wife. Wait a minute.
The problem is that we're kind of gullible and we're so impressed by Americans. As soon as an American likes us,
I would be sort of proud if I was killed. I want to get killed in America, and especially in El Paso. That would be cool.
That
So
kinda
where do you
would
want to
be
get
like the
killed?
Old West, you're a legend or something.
Yeah, but it would
Actually,
be cool. I think even my parents would be proud. Okay, he went out with a bang. He was killed
Yeah.
in El Paso. He always dreamed about
Like you
that.
should be killed in America with a gun.
Well, I would never be killed in Sweden. That would probably happen like in a car accident then.
We
Like
were
that.
we were living in LA for a while, and like every other TV asshole, we had a cocaine period because when you got to try that, and we
course.
became friends with the drug dealer, and we thought he was so friendly, and we were so impressed by him. We have an American friend, so we invited it.
He came to our house with this little case logic, and I remember he said, like, when you coochie coochie, you can take some of these blue pills or whatever, and he had Viagra and stuff.
And we
yeah.
were so, gullible and impressed by him that we said, okay, we're actually going away for a week and the house is going to be empty. But then we will be back. And then we came back from that trip. I think we went to the machine gun convention. We came home and all the editing equipment in the
Everything was
house
gone.
Of course.
And so we don't really hold a grudge because he's an American.
It's a slippery slope. Well, he was
hysterical.
Mexican, I think.
Pepe,
but
if you're
naive.
listening, we have forgiven you.
How innocent and naive of you.
What a weird country,
Yeah.
man.
So wait, so the guy started crying, like he confessed his wife's probably a whore, right? And she fucking does that and cuckolds him and humiliates him publicly all the time when he
yeah,
was drunk.
you're still on this topic. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Oh
can't
yeah,
let
well, I
go.
want to know what happened. Like you did.
Well, then he shot, and then we said, I'm really, really sorry, and there's a reason for Hans Blix going to Iraq. He was the guy, the Swedish
Yes,
guy
I
who was
was.
sent there. So we're probably pretty good diplomats, and because it ended up us talking to him. He even started crying.
He actually said Hans Blix said that he thought Saddam was bluffing too. He thought he didn't have it, but he thought he wanted people to believe, even though he hated the American.
Then they went
position.
out for pancakes, which is
Yes, yes, but Saddam was hung by the neck, so they just dragged him behind the fucking car to an IHOP.
Iraqi pancakes.
I think that was it's a good memory though. So
It was funny. He was called Barry, right?
he was a fireman from St. Louis, but he's
He wound up there and he said, I just miss Ronnie and the good old days. He was a huge Reagan fan. And he wanted to talk about Ronnie. And we're quite savvy about American politics, for Swedes at least, so we can always, bluff our way into a conversation about that. So we talked about Ronald Reagan and tear down this wall.
But
and
we're like Jimmy Carter guys, and you're not probably.
Oh, God.
No, not at
Jimmy
all.
Have you
was-
seen that documentary, Man from Plains?
Yeah, Jimmy meant well, I think. But,
a good man.
He's good with
He's a good
hammer.
man, right?
Yeah, he
I
had
like
a
how
good
he
heart
hammers
and
a
everything,
nail.
but, oh, boy. Were we in some
But
bad
we have a
shape
lot of
after-
deserters in Sweden, that left the Vietnam War. So my friend is actually the product of a threesome with two American soldiers and his mom in a record store in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah. So that's where they went.
That was a
when they
safe
didn't want to
haven.
stay in Vietnam, they went to Sweden.
It's quite a distance, but, it's a good place to
Yeah,
stay.
yeah. Well, Canada
And they
had him
stayed?
for a while.
It's
and-
essentially like Colombia for Nazis from the Second World War,
Yeah,
South
yeah.
America.
Well,
South
Colombia, it's
America.
usually Panama.
Panama, okay.
Or Paraguay.
So did the a lot of Americans that just stayed there after
Brazil.
Vietnam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're deeply loved now because they dare to do this.
Wow.
It's not my opinion necessarily.
I kind of agree with it.
You know what? It seems to me like if you're American and go to Sweden, it's like when Australians come here. Like all the girls love Australians. They love the
really?
accent and everything. Yeah. Yeah. And
Aussies, yeah. Oh.
Aussies, yeah, they got that fucking accent, and girls just flip
And
out
have
over
an
it.
adventurous aura around them. Maybe it's Crocodile Dundee did all
Yeah,
that.
they think they're all in the outback. None of them work in an office somewhere. They're all fucking adventuring off somewhere. And maybe if you go there as an American and just put on this, kind of Wild
You
West.
go there. This is sort of a quick guide for people who want to go to Sweden. All of you listeners, go there, speak slowly. Because Swedish girls will feel good about themselves understanding a different language, and then say, "Oh, you speak very well English, or very good English," you should probably say, and they will be very impressed. And that's the quickest way.
The key to success.
Yeah.
And then you go, you got to tenderize it, and you push their head down. Fucking laugh.
You need a sponsor? Boy, he really thinks who the fuck he is.
We got to get these guys out of here. Yeah.
Gentlemen.
What are you doing? Interviews all day?
Probably. Someone said we were going to interview Janice Dickinson right now.
Oh, wait.
Or
supermodel.
Janice Dickinson,
yeah.
maybe?
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
for my
The old
poor...
supermodel.
Oh, yeah, is that part of the accent, Janice?
No, I don't know. I'm
adorable.
just trying to be cool. No, but yeah, and we have our No Sleep Night shift today. I
1
guess
It's
PM.
on
1 p.m.
It's and also what is on 11:59 p.m. on Raw Dog?
That's our
Thursday.
usual
That's the
time
show.
slot.
That's our usually great slot.
Okay.
Like priority slots.
It's an amazing slot for you guys.
It's Sirius 104 XM 150.
And then we today as well at 1 p.m. on Raw Dog.
Yeah, you guys are fun, man. You actually maybe want to go to
Absolutely.
Sweden.
Leaving out the comedy bits on Raw Dog. No Jim Brewer today.
No.
Okay.
So that's okay.
That's a good day for America.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.
Take it easy,
All
guys.
right.
Thanks, man.
Philip and Frederick leaving the studio. So you sound a lot like Seth MacFarlane. You've been told that many times, right?
No,
From Family Guy?
I haven't been told that.
Holy shit.
God.
You should look into that.
Take care, man.
All right. There they go. Hey, Philip and Frederick. They're all right, huh?
Very enjoyable.
That home invasion thing is weird, though.
This is different culture, man. It's a different thinking.
So a guy comes in your home. Maybe guys aren't going into the homes that often. Guy comes in, you hit him over the head. Now you're going to jail.
I don't see how that happens.
How's that possible?
I don't know, unless they got some kind of a no-tolerance assault policy over there that no matter what circumstance, if you hit somebody, maybe you got to stand there as a homeowner and get punched.
What are you supposed to do?
Just stand and watch someone steal your shit.
It's really
You
fuck
watch
your
them
wife.
or fuck your wife. You're just like, well, can't do anything.
I wanted to get into the strip club thing with those guys. 2 strip clubs in the entire country. Imagine those.
Did they mean literally, or were they just saying
I
there's
don't-
like 2 strip clubs?
I
I would imagine. Well, how big is the jury? What's that fucking thing? Give me a
8
state.
million, 9 million?
Give me a state.
But they say it's big. It's
Yeah,
big
but-
area-wise.
They say there's a lot of like woods.
A lot of forests.
What is it? Like if it was compare it to a state. What are we talking? Connecticut? Are we talking Texas? Are we talking Rhode Island? I'll just keep going. Are we talking Vermont?
I'm thinking I would go with Vermont
Really?
or New Hampshire.
and
That's
it-
my guess.
And it's one of the bigger countries over there in Europe? I don't know. I'm
So it's
thinking
gotta
it's
be a
got to
little
be bigger than that. Perhaps.
Well, we'll figure it out. We could do a little math.
Yeah.
Fucking. This is big. Oh, there's gonna be traffic because the two atoms had a collision. They're gonna have to close the road down or something.